My name is Emily Stinnett, and today I'm going to talk to you about animal shelters, specifically my issue with foster programs in animal shelters. According to ASPCA, 6.5 million dogs and cats enter the shelter every year, and 1.5 million of those are euthanized. The number has decreased since 2011, but the number of adopted animals is still lower than it should be. Foster care is an important part of the adoption process and for the shelter's well-being. Foster care allows for people to take care of companion animals temporarily, and it decreases the amount of space in the shelter. Advertisements for elderly dogs and cats should be more visible and frequent to the public. These advertisements could be through posters in the shelters in the neighborhood, meet and greets with the elderly dogs or cats, and advocates from foster care who actually foster these animals. A foster care program provides a safe place for elderly animals who would otherwise be euthanized. Foster programs not only help the animal become their true self outside of the shelter, but it also helps the foster parent. A foster program provides a safe place for elderly dogs and cats to live the rest of their short expected lives. It provides a safer place to give them strength to keep going and make it long enough for adoption. In an article about the joys of fostering an elderly dog by Debbie Swanson, she tells us about a woman named Peggy who was a little bit older, but she wanted an older pet because she knew that those kind of pets didn't get the love and affection they really needed. The elderly dog she ended up fostering was only supposed to live another 4 to 6 months because of her terminally ill cancer. And it turns out, after she fostered with Peggy and she became adopted, she ended up living another year and a half. Assuming this was because she got to be in foster care and not in a shelter environment, it lengthened her life. If more advertisements are made around these kind of stories, people will feel more emotionally connected and want to make a difference as well. Some animals, like ones that are older and ill, also desperately need the foster program. In shelters, the sickest cats and dogs are the first ones to be euthanized when the shelter is overpopulated and they cannot house any more animals. According to American Humane, in 1997, only roughly about 64% of the total number of animals that entered shelters were euthanized. Approximately 2.7 million animals in just these 1,000 shelters. These animals may have been euthanized due to overcrowding, but may have also been sick, aggressive, injured, or suffered from something else. If the sick animals could be treated but are not in the right place and not allowed the right attention, the foster care program would be the right answer. There is a veterinarian and medical team that can aid for animals in shelters, but there are so many of them that not all of them get the required attention they need. If there's only one veterinarian and one medical team, then they can't make it accountable for all the animals in the shelter. If they're in a foster home, they will get the necessary attention and love to help them get better because it will be a 1-to-1 ratio. If you're worried about the cost or time that is necessary for these sick animals, don't worry. According to Ariana Pittman from One Green Planet, the organizations you go through for foster care typically provide food, crates, litter boxes, and other essentials. They also cover all medical expenses for the animal, including medicine and treatments. The money is not an issue, and with the time constraint, it will prepare you for adopting a forever pet and also teach you patience. It will make you a better person to know that you are saving an animal's life from sadness and misery. Some people might argue advertising elderly dogs or ill dogs can be depressing and add to the sad disposition already associated with animal shelters. It also might cost more to do these advertisements than they already do on the websites. But as stated on Dog Time, 33% of shelters say they have had pets posted on the site 1 to 2 years, and 27% admit they've had pets waiting more than 2 years for their forever family. While the typical pet spends about 12 weeks up on the site before finding a new home, the profiles of many pets with black coats, special needs, and seniors pets spend nearly 4 times as long on a pet adoption site because they are not the ideal pet that the family is looking for. This shows that these animals can be on the website for a long time without getting noticed by potential families. If there were more advertisements outside of the posts on the website, then maybe people could see how enjoyable and loving the animals could be. This could be done through foster care. Foster parents who take care of the elderly dogs can find out the true personality of the animal outside of the shelter environment. They can see that not all older dogs and cats just lie around and act pitiful. They actually each have their own personalities. Older dogs and cats have a lot of character and provide a calm, enjoyable environment for their owners. Not to mention, most older dogs and cats are already properly trained in behavior and through bathroom etiquette. Many dogs and cats who enter the shelter every day have been abandoned or their owner has died. These animals are left in shelters to wait and hope to see if they can find a forever home. So many shelters have been created to try and keep up with the amount of animals entering the shelter every year, but it's like covering a wound that won't heal. The shelters can never keep up, but this is why there are foster programs to help them out. It gives the animals a chance to live a happy, temporary life while they are searching for a forever home before they actually get adopted. Through foster care, elderly dogs can live longer, happier lives too. Shelters all over the U.S. should have a foster care program. If they don't, they should develop one. If they do already have one, they should advertise for the elderly animals, and especially the elderly animals that are sick. They need necessary attention to feel loved and have hope to get adopted. There's little room for excuses why you can't foster an elderly dog or cat today with the intention of finding them a forever home. Thank you.